What's up guys, Alec here with a brand new Red Eyes deck profile. I've been a Red Eyes fan for as long as I can remember, and Konami keeps on giving us more and more support, so I'm going to keep on building it. We've had, I think, like 3 rounds of support now, and none of them have necessarily worked well with each other, but I kind of went for a build that could kind of highlight what each of them do and kind of in a fun way. Let's hop right in. So we start off with 3 of Red Eyes B Dragon. He's the namesake of the deck. He's an icon. He will always reign forever. I just wish I could have got all 3 of them ultra rare. Next up is double Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon, aka Gemini Retrain. So he's not just a another level 7 Red Eyes monster, which is important for this deck. They do make a stipulation about levels. But also, if you manage to Gemini summon him, if this card destroys a monster by battle, it'll burn your opponent for 2400 at the end of the battle phase. With these new time rules, and honestly just any game, you can just blow your opponent out if they're not paying attention. Heck, even if they are paying attention, it can be pretty sacky. Then, the new guy, Triple Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight. So he uses the new mechanic, the equip spell mechanic. When Gearfried's equipped with an equip spell, he can immediately destroy it and then pop a spell or trap card in the field. That can be like a fairly disruptive effect if you can use it during your opponent's turn, or if you just want to get rid of some back row or get rid of a field spell. Also, it can send an equip spell to the grave and special summon a Red Eyes monster from the grave. So it can bring back, well, guys like this, your big guys. And you can go into link plays, Xyz plays, or maybe you just want to beat down your opponent and get game real quick. He doesn't put any stipulations on you, so you can go ahead and do that. The other new guy, double Red Eyes Baby Dragon. So Baby Dragon is one of those cards that's kind of just short of being like really sick. The problem is Baby Dragon has to be destroyed by battle, but when it is, it's pretty good. Baby Dragon can special summon a Red Eyes monster from your deck, so it can get you a normal Red Eyes, a Gemini Red Eyes. It can even grab a Gearfried. So really, depending on what situation you find yourself in, you can find the perfect monster. But it actually gets better, because Red Eyes Baby Dragon will equip itself to that monster. And I just said his effects, so you have this thing set, your opponent swings, you special summon him, he will equip to it. Gearfried can now immediately use his effect to get rid of this guy and pop a card, or you can get rid of it to special summon one. But when this card is sent to the grave while it was equipped to a monster, it can search a level 1 dragon to your hand. So it does so much and synergizes so well with him and other cards in the deck. Speaking of which, our favorite son, Black Metal Dragon, level 1 dragon. Black Metal Dragon is probably the most versatile of the monsters. It can equip to a Red Eyes monster from either the hand or the field. It gives it 600 attack, and when it goes, it can search a Red Eyes card to hand. It can make a Red Eyes 3k. It makes any Red Eyes monster afloat now. Not to mention, this card's excellent for link plays. There's no hard ones per turn on any of this stuff. So if you can get a good way of recycling it, which you can get a lot off this. And then our other level 1, not as much synergy with those plays, but kind of a staple in Red Eyes, the Black Stone of Legend. If you've been following Red Eyes for a while, you know what this card does. It'll tribute itself to special summon a Red Eyes from the deck. And like Baby Dragon, that means you have the options of going into the Vanilla, the Gemini, or even, Baby Dragon or Gearfried. It's really about whatever you want at the moment. Not to mention that when this card's in the grave, you can send a Red Eyes from the grave to the deck and add this back to your hand. So this recurs. It can keep Red Eyes in the deck, which is important because you will send a lot of Red Eyes monsters from the deck to the grave. And a lot of times you need to be able to do that. So this card can kind of keep you going. The last Red Eyes, but arguably the biggest, Red MD. He's so simple to get out. And you don't necessarily have to use his own effect. You can send him to the grave and bring him back a few different ways. He synergizes so well with the deck. He can extend the link plays. He just kind of had to be here. For the hot new tech, the King of D. King of D can pitch a spell or trap card from your hand, and you'll notice that in this deck I do run quite a few spells and traps, and they're not always going to be alive, especially cards of the redstone. So I can easily just go ahead and pitch cards like that, and it'll search, I guess in this case, it'll search Dragon Revival Rhapsody, and I'll get into more what that card does later, but just know this is a great card. And the last monster is Light Pulsar Dragon. That's just to make Comet Dragon. He's a level 6, so he works. On to the spells. Red Eyes Instinct. This is kind of a godsend for Red Eyes, especially if you're playing the Fusion variant. Red Eyes Insight will send a Red Eyes from deck to grave, and then it can search a Red Eyes spell or trap card to your hand. The only limit to that is that there just aren't that many Red Eyes spell and trap cards, but there are some really good ones nonetheless. And this sets up your grave for all kinds of plays. Next up, double Red Eyes Fusion. Red Eyes Fusion can fusion summon monsters from your deck, and that's major. That means first turn, you don't even have to lose advantage to do it. And it can bring out things like Comet Dragon, Slash Dragon. There's the Archfiend guy too. I don't run that guy, so I can't bring him out. But you can make these guys first turn. The only problem is it stops you from just about everything else. The only thing it doesn't stop you from doing is setting. So it kind of has some synergy with good old Baby Dragon, because Baby Dragon is something that when you see it, you're probably just gonna set it. So you can very well go ahead and Red Eyes Fusion, make your big guy, set Baby Dragon, and your opponent will probably end up crashing into it. Next up, double Cards of the Redstone. It's been very difficult to keep this card in the deck because of it's really a stringent effect. It requires you to send a level 7 Red Eyes monster, which means you have to run things that will break, because these Red Eyes monsters will not do anything in your hand. For the most part, you want to send them from a deck to the grave or send special summon them or whatever. You just don't want them in your hand. So while this can unbrick your hand, you have to run a lot of bricky cards to do it, but it will let you draw 2 when you do, and it lets you send 1 to the grave from a deck. Really powerful if you can get it off, really dead if it's not, but you can pitch it with King of D, so power to you. Speaking of King of D, this is the new card, Dragon Revival Rhapsody. So I already explained that King of D can search this card relatively easily at the cost of pitching another spell or trap. Dragon Revival Rhapsody can special summon 2 dragons from your grave as long as 1 is a normal monster. And like you've already seen, I run 5 different ones. You can run even more, but Red Eyes and the Gemini are normal monsters, and there's no other stipulation, so the other monster could even be someone big like Red MD. This card enables link plays, Xyz plays, anything you really want. It's so powerful, you really want to see King of D and then see this. It's awkward if you see this before King of D, but remember, cards like Big Eye are also spellcasters, so you can use it with Dragon Revival Rhapsody. And kind of a staple in any like level 7 or 8 dragon deck, Triple Gospels or Return of the Dragon Lords. It'll just special summon a 7 or 8 from the grave, but it can also protect one by banishing itself from the grave when one will be destroyed. I think a lot of people can attest. They've won games because their opponent forgot this card was in the grave. Now to the one-of crew. I'll kind of go quick. Rhoda, Gearfried. 1 for 1. We do run 2 different ones. Blackstone and Black Metal. Twin Twisters. We tend to have extra cards in hand, and we want to send these big red monsters to grave. Soul Charge. We send a lot of stuff to grave. This is a blowout card if you do see it. Monster Reborn. Silver's Cry, Foolish Burial, Dragon Shrine. This is all grave related stuff. These all help turn 1. I run a lot of different ones, gives me a lot of options. The traps we run, double Red Eyes Fang with Chain. So like you can kind of guess, Fang with Chain does count as an equipped spell, so you can activate it during your opponent's turn and equip it to guys like Gearfried. So what Fang with Chain does is it can let your Red Eyes monsters attack twice on monsters in a battle phase. The better effect is you can actually send this to graveyard and then equip one of your opponent's monsters to your Red Eyes monster. And then your monster doesn't gain, its attack becomes that monster attack. So Gearfree is only about 18, but he could be whatever you want him to be, and this takes a card off your opponent's board. A fairly decent opening is when you see him, just go ahead and slap this behind him. Now you have kind of versatility. Your opponent has a troublesome field spell, activate it, his effect will go off, pop it. Your opponent makes a troublesome monster, activate it, use this effect, send it to grave, take the thing. I run fusion, so I run double slash, one comet. Comet takes a 6 and a Red Eyes, and when it's summoned, can send a Red Eyes from deck to grave, and he burns your opponent for half. I like to go ahead and send Red MD. Then I also run Slash Dragon. It takes a Red Eyes and a Warrior monster, and you've seen Gearfried is a Warrior. When a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, he can then equip a Warrior monster from your grave as an equip spell. And then it can negate any effects that target a card on your side of the field by sending an equip spell that it has to the grave. I should mention this is also a level 7 Red Eyes monster that kind of randomly comes in handy, especially for guys like this. The 7 crew, so Flare Metal Dragon is still extremely powerful, can't really be destroyed by card effects. It'll burn your opponent for 500 anytime they activate a card or its effect. So in those crunch situations, you can really burn your opponent down. Great in time. Big Eye can take a monster off the board. He's just a good 7. Galaxy Tomahawk, kind of the sorry Flare or Metal, but this is the real playmaker of the deck. You very easily can make rank 7s, and Tomahawk will give you a token in each of your main monster zones if you make this in the extra monster zone. And then you can use the tokens for anything. And I have a whole stack of Link monsters that are ready to make use of that. We'll start off with the 1s. Link Kribo and Link Spider. We run 2 different level 1 monsters to make use of Link Kribo, and I run plenty of normals that can make use of Link Spider. The 2s. Cleefort Genius, that's mainly for him. All his tokens are machines, perfect for him. Proxy Dragon, because it's just a really solid card, and you do need one more too. Because our other 2 is this newer guy, Twin Triangle Dragon. Twin Triangle takes 2 level 4 or lower dragons, so it's not compatible with most of our dragons, but we do run 2 level 1s that are compatible with this card, and it can special summon a level 5 or higher dragon from your grave. So this can help you continue plays, you can do more Link shenanigans, just a really solid card. R3, Trigate Wizard. This is only really possible if you've done the Galaxy Tomahawk play. Any other way, it's going to take too many resources. And you can also end those boards with one of our 4s. Borload, Firewall, or Sorry. It really just depends on what the situation is. That's all I have. If you guys have any ideas what you've done with your Red Eyes deck, what I can do with mine. I've done a few different builds. I even made a crazy Link one that just did entirely too much, and I couldn't possibly profile that because I didn't really know what I was doing. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. If you liked it, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the bell, join the squad. And that's all I got. Pass turn.